To lead the Skol chant and sound the Yaller horn, please welcome the 31st Adjutant General of the Minnesota National Guard, Major General John Jensen.
Well, hello, this is John Randall, Minnesota Vikings legend, and it is my pleasure to say, Minnesota Vikings fans uncensored, are you ready? Keith, get your people up. Let's go. Skol, 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 baby. Let's go.
Woo! Hello, Vikings fans, and welcome to the Let's Skol show. I'm Michael Fish, and with me today I have the captain of positivity, Cody Bowden. Shaq's going to be joining us in a minute, and Keith's doing his background stuff. He'll be jumping on with us as always. It's our fourth off-season show of the year, and hey, we're going to be here every week, even if we're sick, during the off-season, getting through this abyss together. And the NFL Awards show's going on now, so we're going to be keeping you up to date with that. The Super Bowl's this weekend. We're going to talk that for a minute. And we're going to take a look at Skol news, headlines and storylines in the media. We've got some draft and free agent talk on tap, of course, and that's where things usually get pretty lively. So, Cody, what's your plans for the Super Bowl? You going anywhere? You have anybody over? You making anything to eat?
So I got to report to my new unit that Monday. So I'm probably going to have a 12-pack and just chill out on the couch, watch the Super Bowl. And, yeah, not much, not a big party here. I'm in the process of moving. Like tonight at around midnight, I'm going to be hitting the road, driving to Missouri. And then, starting moving my new house starting tomorrow. So there's a lot of things coming at once. So I still have to buy a TV to watch the Super Bowl. So there's a lot of things going on right now.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, you're kind of in transit, so that does make it difficult. You know, I remember what up, Captain?
What's up?
I remember I moved down to Springfield, Tennessee, the 2004 Super Bowl, and we just barely missed the cable guy. We drove down there that Saturday, and so I missed the infamous Janet Jackson wardrobe malfunction.
Oh,
But yeah, I'm gonna put something together for food. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but
Mac and cheese. I
have to work.
Calling it.
I have to work on Sunday, and it's probably gonna be a pretty busy day because of the Super Bowl, and I don't know. I'll figure something out.
Mac and cheese and Dino Nuggies. That's what I'm all about.
Well, hold on now. You take the mac and cheese and you make a ball out of it and you deep fry it, and you're cooking in fish grease, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Skol, King D. Gaming, sports talk.
Gaming is Michael Orlando.
Oh, yeah, KLC Jr. What up, buddy? Where were you last week? You did not get any approved time off. Wait, I sound like
What's up, Boyd?
It's Boyd season.
Boyd, Skol, buddy.
You guys are kind of down about the Super Bowl. I mean, it sucks because it sounds like you both are busy. I guess you didn't preemptively take the day off, assuming the Vikings would be in the game. The Fish, you're working. You're kind of working. I'm moving that weekend, which is pretty crazy. You said you're taking off pretty much after the show, right?
Yeah, right after the show, I'll be hitting the road, 7.5-hour drive, and then I got to do some paperwork and all that stuff just to get into the house. But they have it all ready for us. Appointments all set up, so
Beautiful. I'll probably be a little pretty traditional. I'm gonna watch the game. At first, I was pretty disappointed with the teams it was. It was definitely the two teams that we didn't want in the game, but it is what it is. I'm gonna enjoy the Super Bowl as much as I can, and probably just, do some wings. That's one of my favorite foods anyway. So wings and beer and football works for me as the last football Sunday. Then we really jump into the off season. What about you, Shaq? What you got going on for the Super Bowl?
I'm just waiting for the halftime show, to be honest.
Who's doing the halftime show?
King Kendrick. He has to celebrate his victory.
One song.
What was that?
Who votes on these awards? Is it owners?
AP.
The football awards?
Yeah, is it AP?
It's AP.
Sam Darnold
Hey, Lucy.
Sam Darnold got third place in comeback player of the year with 8 votes.
Wow.
I'm not surprised because originally they said this year it shouldn't be a player that sucks, but then they're good this year. Like it should be somebody that's coming back from like an injury.
Mm-hmm.
And they said you could be boy.
Oh, Lucy. And Mike Brady has entered. You are now free to move about the cabin.
Thank you.
I want to wear my hat just for that, so I can say it. So, Shaq, you don't really care about the game. I know you're thinking though. What are you thinking?
Well, yeah, I'm still deciding. I'm probably gonna do some wings. Keep it simple, wings and some smoked sausage.
Sounds good to me. Have you guys been watching any of the stuff this week? The Super Bowl previews?
I've seen snippets of it. I know they did the interview. They could ask the players questions. I don't know if we're gonna bring it up later. But one of the guys asked Patrick Mahomes about the refs. He kind of just laughed it off.
Yeah, to me that's crazy because it wasn't just Patrick Mahomes. Like Kelsey's been getting it. Like there's been a lot of questions, like straight to the players. They're being blunt about it. Like, how do you feel like getting these calls? Do you feel the refs are helping you guys? Like, try to say, oh yeah, of course they are. Like, you gotta expect it. We're the champions. Like what do you expect them to say? Like I think someone said like, I don't know, something about Taylor Swift. Like, what feels better, like Taylor Swift loving you or getting a 15-yard penalty that didn't really happen?
Hey, yo. I think they also asked Roger Goodell too. They also asked Roger Goodell.
They got on Goodell. What's up, Yeah, they definitely got on Goodell too. And then someone asked Patrick Mahomes, to do his best Kermit impression. He's like, I'm talking. There, that's it.
I do like how a lot of these journalists, they're kind of putting down the Chiefs and like what you just said about the Kermit. Hey, speak like Kermit for us. Like everybody's like, we can cuss now, right? Everybody's like, fuck you to the Chiefs. Like even all the journalists. So it's pretty funny to see that. We're just sick of it. We're sick of you guys in the Super Bowl.
Michael Fish. I like your background.
What?
What's
This
that?
whole thing?
Yeah.
Man, I just got that out of the closet.
Why were you hiding it from us then?
Speaking of hiding, I got it simply because of the fact that I hated having that damn breaker box door in my background. I was like, I got to cover that. And I found a way to do it.
We are selling those for $99.95 if anybody's interested.
Mm-hmm.
We also take payment plans.
If we're familiar with you, with the payment plan.
Don't make me come collect.
So what are you guys expecting from this game? Are you expecting like a good game at least? Or do you think it's gonna be one-sided? It's gonna be boring? Do you think it'll be exciting? Like, what are you expecting?
I expect actually a really good defensive game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't expect this to be high scoring at all. And then I expect with about 2 minutes left to go, there's going to be a roughing the passer call, even though nobody's within 5 yards of Mahomes, to keep a drive going, and they're going to win it by a field goal.
That's interesting.
And the thing is I actually think this is going to be a really good defensive game. I just think there's going to be enough to kind of ruin it. You know, something's going to ruin it. It's going to be like, come on.
So I will say, last couple Super Bowls, they do let the players and teams play. They don't really favor the Chiefs that much in the Super Bowl. It's kind of like whoever makes the last mistake usually loses. Like I know, I think it was the last time they played. I think Patrick Mahomes had got hit out of bounds, and then they extended the play because of not roughing the passer, but unnecessary roughness when you hit somebody out of bounds when they're already out. But hopefully the Eagles are disciplined and don't let the refs into the game. And I expect, I'm trying to see Saquon rush for 200 in the Super Bowl. Bring running back back.
Save the hot takes. I'm kind of with Fish. I expect a defensive game. I just like my head says one thing, my heart says another about this game. But we'll get into that when we make our predictions here in a little bit. But Cody, the Eagles, they did lose to Kirk Cousins this year, and no team has ever won the Super Bowl after losing to Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I said it last week. It's going to be a Chiefs three-peat, in my opinion. And I think it's going to be a really good defensive game, but I do see an increase of scoring. It's going to be like a spurt, and I think it's going to happen in the second quarter. And there's going to be this lull of 0 points for like the whole third quarter into midway to the fourth quarter before they start rattling off a touchdown or two here and there. Then the game, I think it comes down to a field goal also.
So even if you're not like super interested in this game, there are some players to watch that are going to be free agents. So those two players, the two biggest ones would be Trey Smith, the guard for the Chiefs, and then you got Milton Williams, the defensive tackle for the Eagles. Two positions the Vikings need, two free agents that aren't really expected to be brought back and expected to be hot commodities. So if you're looking for a reason to watch the game besides it being the damn Super Bowl, watch Trey Smith, get your knowledge up on the guard, and look out for Milton Williams on the defense line.
True.
Mm. And imagine, what's the over and under? I'm going to say about six. The over and under is going to be 6 for the amount of times that we say, why are they leaving Travis Kelce open? Over and under 6 for us while we're doing our watch party, saying, how is Travis Kelce open? Why are they allowing that?
Fish, are you working actually during the game?
I could be. I don't think so because it starts at 5:30, right? But I'm going to probably go to work really early, and so I can get done about 3 or 4 and be able to make it.
Lucy, I'm getting over a cold. Very observant. I was pretty bad last week. Well, we really haven't knocked it down, if we're doing a Super Bowl watch party yet or not. So you might have to get up real early for doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. You guys see the new Jurassic World trailer that came out and the Fantastic Four?
Oh?
Yeah, they pre-gaming them trailers before the game.
Yeah, pre-gaming. Is this the time they rebooted Fantastic Four?
Yeah. Marvel's got rights to it now, though, so it should be all right.
All right. So normally we do this at the end of the show, but let's do it right now since we're talking about the Super Bowl. Let's do our score predictions for this game and give a hot take. Who wants to get their score prediction?
Chiefs 20.
Let's do that.
17.
Hold on. Damn it. Let's do the score predictions for the Super Bowl. Michael Fish, what do you got?
I got the Kansas City Chiefs at 20 and the Eagles at 17.
20-17. All right. Cody, what do you got?
I have the score being Chiefs 29, Eagles 26. Last second field goal, Harrison Butker kicks it. Chiefs win the game off a holding call.
You had to fit that in there, didn't you?
Fit it in there.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna roll with the Chiefs too. And this is me going more with my heart because I just don't want the Eagles to win. In my head, when I think about it, I feel like the Eagles are gonna win. but I felt that way about the Bills too, and the Chiefs just do what they do. So I got the Chiefs winning this game 24-22. It's gonna be a close one. It's gonna be a close one. I like Fish said, I think it's gonna be defensive. Boyd said Eagles 24-23, so we're close, just having different bet it all on Chiefs to cover. Yeah, Chiefs are favored by 1.5, by the way. What do you got, Shaq?
I got Eagles 28, Chiefs 26.
So, Fish, did you have the Chiefs or Eagles winning?
Chiefs.
Chiefs. So, okay, so 3-1. Cody's on. No, wait, we all got the Chiefs, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Except for Shaq.
You know,
Shaq got the Eagles.
I figured this was probably going to be a clippable part of the show. And I love how right during Shaq's prediction, you threw up Alex Hortus's comment about no Vikings in the Super Bowl.
And you know what? As soon as I threw it up, I was like, why'd I do that?
Yeah.
So, Shaq, what's your prediction for this game?
Hot take or prediction?
I was just messing around. But yeah, hot take.
My hot take is Saquon Barkley will have the most touchdowns this game.
Okay. Damn. So even more than Patrick Mahomes passes for and runs for?
Well, scoring, as you know, like if you bet quarterbacks don't really get points for throwing touchdowns, it's more so if they scored themselves.
So no.
So no.
Jalen Hurts just pushed in. Quan runs for 280. What do you got, Mike Fish?
Travis Kelce is going to announce his retirement after they three-peat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you're going to get that one, friend. I feel like I just read something saying he feels like he can play 3 more years.
Hmm.
So maybe a three-peat changes things, huh?
Yep.
He's like, I feel like I can play 3 more years. I didn't say I was going to play 3 more years. All right. So for mine's going to be a little bit of parlay and has nothing to do with the game. Mine's going to be the heads wins. The national anthem goes over the 120.5 seconds, and the Gatorade is purple.
I think, as a hot take, I think Jalen Hurts has more rushing yards than Saquon Barkley.
I think that's the Eagles' loss.
Yep.
Man, you got that Eagle green right behind you, though, Cody.
Yeah, it's a shitty color my parents painted their fucking dining room.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Watch it right now.
When are they announcing Hall of Fame selections? That's supposed to be tonight. Is it at the end of the show?
Yeah, probably end of the show.
Probably before the MVP.
Yeah.
Jared Allen better get in. He's been snubbed the last 2 years. I really hope Jared Allen gets in.
He definitely should get in.
I was hoping that would have happened before we got on here so we could have talked about it, but I guess that'll be next week when we'll be congratulating Jared Allen on his Hall of Fame selection. Some other news. Grant Udinski, the great Grant Udinski. We all know about Grant Udinski for the past couple of years. You know, very integral part to the Vikings and what they've been doing. No, we just barely learned about him at the beginning of this offseason. But apparently he's been a big part of what the Vikings have been doing on offense, considered KLC's right-hand man. He had 4 interviews for offensive coordinator job, and today he landed one with Jacksonville Jaguars. So 29-year-old Udinski ends up leaving the Vikings to go with the Jaguars. Do you guys think this is any kind of big deal? Because some people on Twitter are trying to make it a big deal that KLC is his right-hand man, and this is the guy that, had everything to do with Sam Darnold's emergence.
Man, now I feel like the Detroit Lions must feel, God, the brain drain on our organization. Oh, they took Grant Udinski. I mean, how many hot takes did we have at the beginning of the season that Grant Udinski would still be with us at the end of this season? Don't give a damn about no Grant Udinski. Come on now. Good luck.
I hope that doesn't become clippable.
Well,
I was just going to ask, was he hired before or after Josh McCown?
I feel like
29 years old.
I feel like teams are more interested in getting the hot new youngness, like the young guy like Shanahan, KOC. Like they want to dip into that, and then you kind of leave the tried and true guys out there. You know, I don't think this kid's ready. I don't think he's ready for any. He's zero play calling ability, right? I think Josh McCown would probably been the better choice over Udinsky, if anybody. I just think teams they're focused in too hard on the young talent for coaches rather than coaches with experience while in the league. You know.
Well, the Raiders definitely didn't go that route.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I'm trying to think. So why didn't they take Wes Phillips?
Imagine that.
So that's the thing. See, and Leonard's buying into it a little bit that maybe there's something to that. I'm not buying it, man. I think that KOC tree. You know, you got the McVay tree and the Shanahan tree. I think he just started the KOC tree. And look at, if he really wanted him to stick around, it would have been no problem getting rid of West, right, and making him the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Like if you really felt that way about it.
I mean, look at Clint Kubiak when he went to the Saints this year, and like he scored all those points for the first three games, and then it's just like it went down a cliff, it crashed and burned. I have a feeling him with the Jaguars is going to do the same thing.
Yeah, Leonard, I heard that too, that he didn't want to take anything other than a head coach job. But I think that's, obviously just to leave the Vikings. I could see McCown actually get offered the OC job. I mean, I have to figure out what Wes Phillips does before I try to give that man's job away. But I really do not know what Wes Phillips does. We hear more about our quarterback coach than we hear about our offensive coordinator. We've heard more about our assistant quarterback coach this offseason than we heard about our offensive coordinator. Like, what exactly is it that you do here? Are you a people person?
Yeah. He's marketing.
Maybe it's because KOC is effectively Kirk Cousins and Wes Phillips is effectively Sean Mannion.
Hey, yeah. Yeah.
That's the only thing that makes sense right now. So, Shaq, did he just get Defensive Rookie of the Year?
I don't know. Some guy in the chat just said some guy named Jared Race won Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, but we didn't have a chance to draft before we picked.
He was already gone by the time we picked.
Oh no, that's not true. We picked.
Don't worry, we got time.
Yeah, we drafted Dallas Turner even though we had two edge rushers on the team that were starters. I mean, maybe we didn't know Ginkel was a starter at the time, and
wasn't he hurt? Wasn't his foot hurt? He was coming off of it.
He did miss training camp.
Yeah.
Practice.
You couldn't beat out.
I'm not going to back off on it. I said it to Shaq. At first, when we drafted Turner, I was like, well, wait a minute. We didn't get a defensive tackle. But then I heard best defensive player overall in the draft. Okay. I'm all right. Not backing off of that at all.
I still think he is the best defensive player.
I just want a defensive tackle. Fish, we're here.
Yeah.
We're here, Fish.
Not backing off on it.
Another ex-Viking brass and got a job today, or he at least announced it today. Our buddy Rick Spielman announced that he's joining the New York Jets as a senior advisor. So you know what? Like, if you listen to Rick, like on like podcasts, or was it the 33rd or whatever, like he's actually kind of funny and kind of good to listen to. Like he's kind of interesting, but I don't know about putting him back in that role. Like, how do you guys feel? Like 4 years removed from Rick, do you think we've gotten better at that position or area of GM? Or if you could, would you take Rick Spielman back right now?
Tied.
So I'll say maybe that little break he needed because, like, I guess the ups and downs. I guess he was too busy on that high horse and then have a toxic relationship with his coach that he hired, Mike Zimmer. So, maybe a break from actually being in the field of the NFL, trying to scout all these players and, having having a little wait time, having some fun doing podcasting, kind of like what Mike Mayock used to do for NFL Network. And then, coming back into, not being as directly involved with scouting, but, I guess he'd be more like a liaison or how can I say, somebody who has experience to help a young GM come up. So, it's a new role for Rick Spielman. I'll say I'd rather have Rick Spielman as a senior advisor than Grigson. Because what the hell is he doing for crazy for us?
Apparently, Rick Spielman was part of the reason they selected Aaron Glenn as the head coach.
Yeah.
Like he had something to do with that, so he'll probably be judged on that.
I think what we should probably do as an organization is the Vikings should send the Jets a 7th-round draft pick as a housewarming gift.
We don't even got one.
Oh, damn.
We got a first and two picks, and you can't have none of those.
I'd almost look at the relationship between Zimmer and Spielman that they had. Owners had known about that relationship has been in turmoil for a while, and the ownership didn't fix it. We'll extend them. They'll get it together. And I think the ownership should have stepped in earlier and stopped that. And I wouldn't mind seeing Spielman and KOC. See what it could have blossomed out of that. Muted.
Keith, are you muted?
Yeah.
I like how you're still talking.
Yeah.
Skol low while Keith figures out his mic issues.
It reminds me of that episode when we had Ken talking. He was muted and he's still going on the rant.
Like you would think, like, would the drafts be a little bit better than the drafts we've had now with Spielman and KOC together?
How many first-round cornerbacks did we whiff on during Spielman's tenure?
Yeah, well, I don't think Spielman was picking those corners really. He's just like, yeah, sure. I mean, I can see a lot more offensive players with Spielman and KOC together. I mean, we'd already have a quarterback before McCarthy drafted. I would definitely bet on that.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I just recall a lot of whiffs and a lot of 7th-round picks, a lot of trading back for 7th-round picks, and it just I don't know, man. I do not look back fondly on the latter years of Rick Spielman.
Yeah,
he got lucky. JJ fell to him.
I mean, Kwesi's kind of doing the same thing right now. He's trading back, giving the Lions a Super Bowl contending team, whiffing on cornerbacks and safeties. Like he's got a track record too.
I mean, he did that 1 year.
He's definitely continuing what Rick Spielman was doing with the lucky draft picks. You don't know if it's actually him scouting or if it's actual lucky with picks. But I'll say his UDFAs is better than Rick Spielman's as of right now. Deep finding out those players who don't get drafted who could serve a role. Because I can't think of any UDFAs besides maybe Adam Thielen that contributed to Rick Spielman's team.
I mean, even this year's draft with Kwesi, we got a guy that barely touched the field and a guy that was hurt right off the bat. Like, it kind of dings your draft, and then you don't have any draft picks for this upcoming draft. You have 5 or 4 draft picks, so it's kind of hard to realize. I mean, the UDFAs are nice and all, but UDFAs, 19 of them on their active roster is not going to win you a Super Bowl.
Yeah, he's definitely got to hit a home run with the front half of this draft.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a first-round pick and a third, or if he trades back, whatever he does, he needs a starter and a really good piece, maybe even 2 starters, and he needs impact. That's for sure. He's got to turn this wheel around.
And I can see why he hasn't been extended yet, because I think they are seeing it. Like the owners are like, hey, all right, we're kind of seeing a little pattern going on here. You have to hit this draft.
Yeah. But hey, you brought up our injured right off the bat player, and that's old JJ Mack. Did y'all see that interview with Rich Eisen?
Yep.
Ready to go, baby, ahead of schedule. He's able to do just about everything now. He says he's going to have a full off season, and the Vikings are comfortable with him as the starting QB in 2025. That's per Albert Breer. Cody, you'll appreciate this line. It's up to negative 350 now that he's going to be the starting QB week 1 with a 77.8% implied probability.
Mm-hmm.
So do y'all think our boy's ready to go?
Yep.
Yes. If the offensive line is fixed interiorly.
Dude, Alex, what is wrong with you today, my man? Like, what happened to you? Like, was work rough? Like, want to come on here and have some therapy, buddy?
We're here for you, buddy.
He's crashing now. He's in the state of
Brian Peterson.
Last offseason, Cody.
Becoming Brian Peterson, you know. It's always gonna be maybe we do this, that, this, and then the Vikings do this, and then we're right there, and then 0-64.
Yeah, man, I'm ready to get cracking with JJ McCarthy. Just watching that interview did more to confirm that we saw all we needed to see. We saw him play a quarter of preseason football against the Raiders backups. That's all we needed to see. But now just hearing him talk and his confidence, like he sounds like KOC when he's talking, and he has a little bit of Harbaugh'ism in him. And to me, that kind of shows he listens to what he's told. He absorbs it, and he's able to put that into action. Like anything that either of those coaches have told him or taught him, he remembers it. Like, and he's going to put that into action, into use. So I'm very confident. Like, I want the season to start now. I'm ready to see him go out there. He's healthy. He sounds like a leader, and he's ready to go out there. He's like one of those old school football players. Like, he refers to football as war, and he's going out there with his brothers. Like, it's not just a game to him. He's not just doing it for money, and he doesn't expect to be handed in anything either. He knows he still might have to go out there and earn it, especially if they were to bring Sam Darnold back. And all he said was, I don't expect to be given the job, but I expect a fair shot at it. And he acknowledged that sometimes money can get you away from that because this guy's making this much money, so he has to play. So he did kind of acknowledge that let's say they do franchise Sam Darnold and no one picks him up, and now we're stuck paying the guy $40 million. He's like, basically said he hope he doesn't get pushed back because of that. He just wants a fair shake at it. Dude, everything he said in that interview, I was like, yes, yes, yes. I'm ready for JJ McCarthy.
Yeah. Well, what he was saying, what did he say in there? Getting the front end done. Like, he was getting all the busy work out of the way. And he may not have touched the field for practice-wise, getting him ready. He got ready in a different way, so he's not behind that curve, behind the curveball. He's not ahead of it, but he's right on it still. I mean, he's still on schedule, I would say. I think he's going to come in this year like as if he would have been the starter last year. I mean, he probably might not wow us every single game. He's going to have his bad games because he's still a rookie, But what KLC won Coach of the Year?
Jared Allen's going to the Hall of Fame.
Yes, there we go.
As a Viking, yeah.
As a Viking.
Jared Allen, Sterling Sharp, Eric Allen, and Antonio Gates. So Eli did not get in.
Hey, just like the last two games of Sam Darnold's year, like people look at that tail end, those championship rounds, and you may have won 2 Super Bowls, but the tail end of your career is kind of ass. So they're at that.
Well, I'm actually really excited for Jared Allen to be in. Super excited. I thought he got robbed the past couple years, and now we can let all that go. I'm excited. I was hoping it would have happened a little earlier for us, but God, Alex is just a little ball of madness tonight. The only thing he ever did for the Chiefs was catch a touchdown. What about you, Shaq? You ready to get this JJ McCarthy thing started?
Yeah, I mean, it's always exciting, get the new quarterback in. Like, I haven't felt this way since we got rid of Kirk, and that was only 2 years ago. So, get that feeling all over again. It's just magical. I'm just hoping, we kind of build the offense. KLC's going to have to change his offense. I kind of hope we build it kind of like how JJ was running it at Michigan, with we know he could pass, but we're not relying on JJ to throw 40 times a game to win the game. I want a more balanced attack because clearly we don't have the type of offense to be throwing 40, 50 times a game. Yeah, it's cool. We put up a lot of points, but it's not sustainable. And then when we really need to score, it just crumbles. So a more balanced attack and then having JJ make smart reads. I think it'll be a better offense. It might be less points, but it might give us more wins and have a more productive team playing that way.
So you're saying that we need to do what they did in Michigan, and we basically need to go have 2 all-pro running backs for him to be successful.
Damn straight.
Come on, man. You sound like Robbie.
I mean, shit. Why? If it ain't broke, why fix it?
Yeah. Talking about Hall of Fame and snubs, there's 3 players that still need to get in. All right, Kevin Williams, Jim Marshall, and Chuck Foreman. Make it happen, NFL.
All right, Fish, what about you? You excited to get this ball rolling with JJ McCarthy?
Man, I've been excited
right?
to get this ball rolling with JJ McCarthy since the day after he was announced as being injured. Okay, so having watched that interview, there's one little tidbit other than what's already been said that I picked up on. And that was when he was talking about his preparation and being able to do the off-the-field stuff. And he made the comment of, you don't get a lot of time with your head coach. So maybe this Grant Udinski thing is something, because that made me go, wait a minute. You don't have an hour meeting here or an hour meeting there where you're directly with your head coach going over whatever. It really made me think that maybe the QB whisperer thing might be more supported by his subordinates than the actual head coach.
Well, I want to stop you a little bit there. I want to stop you just a little bit there because he did say, I mean, you might think it's insignificant that they did have an hour a week meetings. He did say that. So he was making time for his player that's not even on the roster during the season. Like, you got to give some slack there. Like, okay, yeah, you're not devoting time to a guy who's not even playing for the season, but he's still spending more time with him than Zimmer spent with any of his quarterbacks. And JJ also said he learned a lot from Sam Darnold, Nick Mullins, Brett Rippon, and Daniel Jones. So, I mean,
what'd you learn from Daniel Jones? How to throw a pick six. Yeah,
how to deal with being a top 10 pick.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't
know. It just goes back to when he says you don't. It just felt weird because that whole QB whisperer thing. I just feel like there would be more time involved. For the results that we got with Kirk Cousins in his first year, the way that he turned around and was playing, and he was playing so much better. I'm like, man, I think maybe there is a little bit more towards his coaching staff than actually him at turning around.
How could you say this? Because you haven't even got to see JJ McCarthy play. Like, he's going to be the starter next year, and that's where all KO's attention is going to be. But how are you going to grade KOC on JJ McCarthy's success or failure now?
Well, in the power structure and the hierarchy, when you talk about like management, how you train your assistant managers and how they deal with your staff reflects on you also. What I'm saying is that he said he doesn't get a lot of time with this coach. So maybe the whole QB whisperer thing isn't necessarily a direct reflection of how KOC one-on-one with his QBs, but how he has his staff handling his players instead. So what I'm basically saying is all the credit goes to KOC for being the QB whisperer. Maybe it's more somebody else under the direction of KOC.
I don't know.
You said Kirk had its best season. McCown wasn't there yet. So it can't be McCown. It can't be McCown that's doing. Oh, it's Wes Phillips. Okay, that's why he didn't get any offers for head coaching interviews. No, I'm not buying that. We saw what he did with Sam Darnold 1 year. That probably took a lot of time and effort. So that's why he all the time. Plus, he's not Mike Zimmer, where he's only concerned about his defense. Like, he's focused on the whole team. So yeah, he has a lot of time to focus with, the player that's on IR right now, not contributing to the season. But he still did make time to be with him every week.
I think most of the KOC quarterback whispering comes from off the sideline. I mean, every single game you heard KOC in that microphone and Darnold and then the other quarterbacks telling, hey, this is what you should look for. This is where you do it. I think KOC is still a young coach, and the learning process, him developing, him doing that QB whispering, is only development is coming on the field, like playing, like in playing time. And I think that's where most of the development comes from quarterbacks, right? So, and for me, I think it's going to be a slow start for JJ McCarthy because that development and that teaching happens during live games.
No, he's in his helmet, just like with Sam Darnold. That's why he's a whisperer, because he's whispering in the Sam Darnold's helmet. Hey, JJ's going to be open, streaking down the sideline. Okay,
like that's. And I know how do you get more time with your quarterback? Quit calling the offensive plays. Hire a fucking competent offensive coordinator.
All right, well, let's kind of address that, because Boyd's been kicking and screaming, and he wants us to talk about that. What do you guys think about that? Do you think KOC should give up play calling duties and give her to Wes Phillips? And if it's just terrible, then you have your reason to fire Wes Phillips.
Absolutely. I absolutely believe that he should give up the play calling and take the helicopter view. He's got to be the CEO of the team. He's got to be the general. He's got to overlook it. He cannot do that and have the time-consuming function of running the offense.
Mm-hmm. And he can be the overarching guy, say, no, we're not going to run that play, run this one. I mean, if you don't like what the script the OC has going on, he can override it anytime during the game. So hire a competent OC, or, hey, here's the keys, Wes Phillips. Don't piss me off. If I say no too many times, you're probably going to get fired.
And Josh McCown, you are another OC.
Yep.
Or Keenan McCardle.
Mm-hmm. Because they go over pregame during the week. They go over the script. KOC says, hey, this is how I want the game script to be ran. You should focus on these. Here's your alternates. Here's your C's, right? Focus on that,
Yeah, I mean, I think Wes Phillips did call some plays during preseason. And the offense didn't look that much different than how KOC would call it. Granted, it was preseason, but Westfield showed that he might know a little more than we know, because it's kind of hard to tell how much of the offense is called or geared towards Westfield's style versus how much of the offense is geared towards KOC's style.
I just would love to see him have an opportunity to prove it, Shaq.
Mm. Before or after the bar?
I don't know. So some people are better after a couple. I don't know.
Keith gets more and more like understandable as he gets deeper into the beers.
Just don't drive after.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
If he makes enough money, he can have a driver.
Jordan Addison? Or is that too soon?
It's too soon.
Oh.
But it's actually coming up.
Yeah.
So now we're going to get into like the kind of clickbaity news that's been going on. And a lot of that has to deal with trade proposals from people who are not in the know. They're not on the inside. They're just thinking, hey, this might be a good trade for both teams to explore. And one of those that was pretty interesting came from Bleacher Report, where they talked about the Vikings maybe trading their number 24 pick to the Cleveland Browns for cornerback Denzel Ward. Shaq, what are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are, it depends on how you feel as a Vikings fan. If you feel like the team's ready to win now, that is a win now move, because besides guard and defensive tackle, cornerback is definitely up there for needs. Because if you look at our cornerback room right now, We got Blackman coming off an injury, and that's the only starter worth talking about because we still have to bring back Pay Murphy or pay. I'm pretty sure Gilmore's gonna retire, so I would definitely probably be down to trade a 24th pick straight up for Denzel Ward, and we do have the cap space to pay him, and we don't have to worry about he might be a bust. He's proven in the NFL he could play at a high level.
Yeah. My thing with the Denzel Ward trade is I don't think he's going to be up for a 24th, that first round pick, because of the cap ramifications of them trading the other good defense player, Myles Garrett. with Ward, that trading team takes on that contract, right? If they trade Myles Garrett, they have to take on that money on that contract. So if a team's going to be willing to trade for a 28-year-old cornerback, it ain't going to be for a first-round pick, knowing that they have to keep that cap hit, right? The Browns are going to trade, I think, Denzel Ward just so they can trade Myles Garrett so they don't eat a lot of money in that cap hit.
So are you trying to say that Denzel Ward is going to be cheaper than a first-round pick?
I think Denzel Ward would be cheaper for a first-round pick because of the cap hit that team will take on because they have to take a Myles Garrett cap hit.
And I would love that, Cody, but the only problem is only thing we can offer them is a 5th round pick after that.
I was about to say, would they take a 5th?
we don't. That's
maybe they take 2 5ths.
Maybe they take 2 5ths, but that's kind of the problem we have with trying to trade for players is we have to pay a little bit more because all we have is that first round pick. We can't send you a 2nd and a 4th. We can't send you a 2nd and a 3rd. Like all we have this one first round and we got to make it count. And Denzel Ward, I like it. It's very enticing. I love the cornerback position. I think like that would make our defense a lot better if we had at least one man cornerback, lockdown cornerback, one guy that we can depend on. And he has been that guy, but he's 28. And that concerns me. 28 for a cornerback. The cliff might not be this year, but it's coming. I mean, when did roads start falling off? I mean, it was around that age. So I don't know how much longer he's elite. And that's what would concern me about making this trade.
And I don't see the Browns being in any kind of leverage situation because they have to trade Ward to get money into their cap space just so they can trade Myles Garrett. It ain't going to be a first round pick for me.
Trading the first pick is not something that the Vikings have done too often for a player. I mean, it's been more out of necessity, like when they did it for Bradford. They did it one time, and it worked out very, very well. That's when they traded their first-round pick to the Kansas City Chiefs to draft Hall of Famer Jared Allen.
1st and 3rd round pick.
Come on. You know what I'm saying? But they traded their first-round pick, so I'm saying.
But, yeah, it was worth it.
So some other interesting ones was, I mean, you said it, Myles Garrett, Cody. Would you go after Myles Garrett if you were the Vikings? Like, considering what we have on this team, the defense that we play, where we're at as a team, would you go after Myles Garrett?
Oh, 100% I'd go after Myles Garrett because I know the Browns are going to have to eat that cap hit. I would trade him that 24th pick right now. I'd trade him the 24th pick, the 2 5ths, somehow trade a player to get into the 2nd round, trade that motherfucker over there too. I would trade the boat for Myles Garrett. Just because if you think about it, Myles Garrett is a hands in the dirt guy. He's going to be on the D line. You already have the 2 edge rushers and the 1 rotating out, right? So him just on the line himself, I don't care what side he plays, out of the 3, you just covered 33% of your defensive line. Even more. So like Myles Garrett will be a force. And then if you have him on the same side as Ginkel or Greenard, what's that tackle going to do? All right, here's Garrett. He's getting by me. Oh, shit, here comes the linebacker. He's going to get by me. So I think Myles Garrett, just like Alex said, will make us a contender, even with the rookie quarterback under center next year.
Fish, tell him he's full of shit.
You're full of shit.
All right.
No, you're not.
Enough said.
Put him on the line. Put him next to Redmond and Phillips, and all of a sudden we've got an interior pass rush. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Mm-hmm.
That'll make our secondary look so much better.
No.
I wouldn't give him JJ in first. I wouldn't do it. Sorry.
What JJ are we talking?
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't give either.
Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't give either.
I'm trying to think.
They're going to ask for a high demand for him just because of the cap hit, though. So he's going to be a lot.
So who will be our quarterback, right? We can't just trade JJ and be like, oh, well, we got to see.
Damn Darnold.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins
Tell
for
you what,
$2 million.
Shaq, tell you what, we'll trade JJ in a first for Myles Garrett and DTR, and let's roll.
Gross.
You haven't got off that DTR train after seeing him play this year?
No.
You should be way past that. I might take Kellen Mond before I take him.
Oof, that's saying a lot.
It is.
Garrett,
And I mean it.
With Myles Garrett, we're not going to be paying him that much because the Browns will be paying him.
I don't get saying the Browns are going to be paying him. They're not. They might have to pay him like money they put into void years, and all of a sudden they got to pay that money, but they don't pay his contract. They don't pay his salary.
It's guaranteed.
No, they like if they kick money into the future, they got to pay that money.
Just look at these ramifications.
There it is. We'll pick up Cousins. He'll be our starting quarterback for $1 million.
If that's the case, I'm out.
Guys, I don't even want to get into this tonight. And I'm sure we will get into Darnold and Kirk Cousins kind of talk down the line because we're gonna have nothing else to talk about. But I'm not doing it tonight. I'm just not.
Yeah. So listen to this. If traded before a restructure, if the Browns don't restructure in their void years, the new team would only pay $44.8 million over the next 2 years.
So 22 a year.
22 a year.
Which is his salary.
For a defensive player MVP. Not the guarantees. Just his salary.
That's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
That is the guarantees. His salary is guaranteed. But I get it. 22 million because we're paying Grenard, I think, 20 million.
Mm-hmm.
And we can always restructure.
For a defensive player of the year.
No, because then you got Van Ginkel.
Well, then you got Myles Garrett in front of Van Ginkel, rushing at one tackle.
What about Dallas Turner? Nope.
Yeah, there's that Turner.
Don't worry, he's young. He only gonna be like 23, 22.
22.
Yeah, he can wait.
Nah. This team is not trading for Myles Garrett. We had to talk about it just a little bit though, because that's the news, fellas.
It's fun.
If we gave up a pick and either Van Ginkel or Turner for Myles Garrett, would you say yes?
What was the question? Say that again.
Van Ginkel or Turner and a first-round pick. Van Ginkel or Turner and a first-round pick for Myles Garrett. Would you say yes?
Yes.
I don't think he's a fit.
Yes.
In a 3-4 defense. I just don't. I think it's the same thing like with the Danielle Hunter. Like I just don't think it's a fit for the defense.
He could play defensive end, edge, defensive tackle. That's more of a fit than Grenard and Ginkel combined. Because all they could do is play edge. And if they get blocked by a tackle, chances are they getting blocked. Hopefully a fullback don't chip in.
Myles Garrett said he'd be comfortable in a 3-4 defense 9 hours ago.
Of course. Anything that gets him out of Cleveland, he's going to take it. I'll play the 2-4, 2-5. Get me out of Cleveland. 1-6, I don't care. Get me out of Cleveland. All right, so there's another player who was in the news this week that actually might be a realistic option for the Vikings. And it's not as exciting as it might have been a couple years ago, but the thought of it kind of excites me, and that's Cooper Kupp. Do you guys have any interest in bringing in Cooper Kupp? Now, Cody, I know you did around midseason. You were kind of interested in bringing him in. What about now that we've seen, the last part of the season? He really wasn't effective, but he is KOC's boy.
Mm-hmm. I'm still down for Cooper Kupp. I think his role in an NFL offense now is that wide receiver 2B. Maybe he's on the fence line of the 3 just because of his health concerns, right? And we saw his every year the past 2 years he's been a health concern. But if you put him in that wide receiver 3 role, he's not on the field as much. So he's not playing every single snap during the offense. He's on the field. So having him as a wide receiver 3, right, I think he's more capable than Jalen Nailor is, right? And I think he could fit in that role at like third down. We need a first down. Who are you going to throw the ball to, right? Instead of always looking at just Justin Jefferson first. Oh, there's a competent route runner, Cooper Kupp, down the middle. I'll just sling him the ball right there.
So Lenny, yes, his contract currently says it's $20 million a year, but he only has $5 million guaranteed left in his contract. So basically, if we were to trade for him, we could renegotiate the contract because he's only guaranteed $50 million. So we could change that up because he realizes he's not $20 million. Or more likely, I'm saying we don't even trade for Cooper Kupp because I don't think anybody's going to trade for Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp's going to be a free agent. Mm-hmm. So now what's your interest level, Fish, in Cooper Kupp as a free agent?
Not very high. Couldn't care less about Cooper Kupp as a wide receiver 3. I'm not interested in making our team older, especially in the skill position sets. No thanks. I want to keep the youth movement going. I still remember when Nailor took over in the first beginning part of the season and did well for us. I think he's a perfectly competent wide receiver 3. Let's retain him on a wide receiver 3 contract, not have to worry about it. He had a healthy year last year. Let's keep that ball rolling. And not interested in old man Kupp at all. Let's move on and get our defense and our offensive line fixed.
I'm speechless. But I can't really argue it, but I'm speechless.
I like Nailor a lot. Just I don't want to see another drop when it hits every single body part of you when the pass gets thrown to you. That's my biggest thing. I know Kupp won't fumble the fucking ball around.
Well, I can tell you one thing that Nailor can do that Kupp can't do at this part of his career, and that's he can take the top off in offense, and we have to retain that.
Well,
do we?
Yes, we do.
To be taking the top off regardless.
Hmm.
What do you think, Shaq? What do you think about bringing Kupp in as wide receiver 3 on this team with Addison and JJ, with our new quarterback J Mac?
So I said this before. I personally don't care who wide receiver 3 is because most of the targets are going to be going to Justin Jefferson and Addison anyways. And then we got TJ Hawkinson, who's going to be coming back a year removed from the ACL injury. So, like, how many targets is wide receiver 3 really going to get on this offense?
Mm-hmm.
Especially, hopefully, if we run the ball more, be more balanced, then hell, give me Bobby Wade as wide receiver 3.
The hell is Bobby Wade doing right now? Selling cars.
Probably.
Bobby Wade is still catching punts, like fair catching punts.
Yeah.
So as you guys see in the chat, and I got it up on TV, KOC did win Coach of the Year.
Well, I want to see the votes. I want to know if we swept him.
I'm gonna say no on the sweep, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm actually a little bit shocked. I do think he deserved it, but I thought he might have lost some cool points, for the way the season finished. And I know they don't count the playoffs, but do they really not count the playoffs?
They don't.
So I don't know. I'm very happy for him. I think that's a confidence boost. That's good for the whole offense. I think that's good for free agents. Like this is a good thing for the Minnesota Vikings.
I think that's my hot take. I think that goes another hot take for me.
Oh, Shaq. Hey, you know what? In the offseason, Shaq did say one of his hot takes is KOC is going to win Coach of the Year. So props to you on that one, Shaq, for sure. Skol.
And KOC, I trust. That was my tag for the draft.
What's up, Travis? Skol. Okay, Dean wants me to say it. If you don't want Cooper Kupp, would you take Adam Thielen as your wide receiver 3, Fish, at a little bit cheaper price? Or are you still just rolling with Nailor?
Rolling with Nailor. Don't want to get older.
Whew. You know what? I think at wide receiver 3, I'm not caring about the age. I'm caring about the production for that season.
Yeah, and then suddenly somebody gets hurt and that wide receiver 3 is wide receiver 2. And yeah, I don't want to get older.
Does anybody agree with Fish that They'd rather have Jalen Naylor than Cup or Thielen.
I mean,
I can't take that ride. Like I see why he says it, but I can't take that ride.
Wait,
I want a guy that runs. I want a guy that does more than a 9 route. I don't care about a guy running it. He can catch streaks all day. Good for him. But every time he's ran a slant or something like that, Ivanka drops the ball. I want a route runner. And on third down, when you need a first down, it's not going to JJ. It can go to someone else, someone that's capable of catching the ball. Yes, I would go for Adam Thielen or Cooper Kupp. Adam Thielen, he had a productive year last year, and he's probably going to be a little bit cheaper. I think Adam Thielen and Cooper Kupp are the same player. I'd go for Adam Thielen.
Yeah, that's why I don't get the people in the chat like no more Thielen. Thielen's a no, never come. Like he had over 1,000 yards last year, and that was with the freaking Panthers.
After coming off an injury, he didn't play all 16 games. You got to also throw that out there.
All right, yeah, I definitely bring him back, let him retire a Viking. Like it's a 1-year thing. So
all you need to do is sign him for 1 day for that.
Oh man.
I didn't mean a ceremonial come back here and retire a Viking. I mean, come back and play for us 800 yards, 7 touchdowns. Come on. I can see it.
Kevin O'Connell, 25 first place votes. Dan Campbell, 19. So it was a little close.
I know it wasn't going to be a sweep, and deservedly so. Deservedly so on both of them. Like, if it ended up being 25-19, Campbell won. Like, I see it.
Guess who was third place?
I'm happy we went our way. Third place?
Andy Reid.
I was going to say Andy Reid. Damn, let me get it up.
These votes.
Like you probably think it was Quinn, but no, it's probably Andy Reid, old steady.
Andy Reid.
So Cody, you brought it up last week while we were talking about Van Ginkel. I talked about maybe we should extend him. You brought up the possibility of trading him. I was like, whoa, where are you coming up with this nonsense? But then all week, all I hear is the possibility of trading Van Ginkel from, all the other podcasts. I'm seeing it on Reddit. I'm seeing it on Facebook. Like, I don't know. You started something here, Cody.
I mean, you got to look at he's going to get extended next year, right? And he is a second-team All-Pro, right? Where do you value him from his age to being a second-team All-Pro? Like, I know what was the cap number that was projected for him around a year?
15 million.
15 million. And does that sound like an All-Pro money? Is 15 million, or does that sound like an age money? So, I mean, to me, if he goes over that age money and he starts dipping into like the Max Crosby money where it's around 23 million a year, 22 million a year, you might have to think about, hey, I could possibly trade this guy and get assets because I still got Dallas Turner in the wing, right? And if you're going to draft Dallas Turner, you're going to play Dallas Turner, especially if you traded up for him and put him in the first round.
Tyler, I got it on good word that's not true. They brought it up this week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They brought it up this week. I think it was on Monday they brought it up. We brought it up last Thursday. And Declan actually said that he got it from his show on Sunday, which bullshit because we said this on Thursday.
Yep.
Please hit that subscribe button.
Thank you.
You can check it out on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on there. And I look at it like that. It's what is his contract going to be like?
Cool, Tyler.
If it's going to be over 15, it's going to start dipping in the 20s. You might have to think about trading him, right? And I don't know where we go. My proposal was sending a first and Van Ginkel, maybe another player to the Browns, and solid up with Myles Garrett. That's why you got Dallas Turner, Gary Nerd, and Garrett.
What is Brian Peterson crying about now?
We're too optimistic.
No, I don't know why he watches this show, to be honest, like during the offseason, because he hates speculation. He really does. He hates like speculation and trying to predict or forecast things. I'm sorry, they didn't play this week, Brian. We can't talk about their game. Like, we have to talk about what might happen. For fuck's sake, my man. Wait, what about you, Fish? Extend or trade Van Ginkel?
We got Dallas Turner sitting in the wings, man. And when Dallas Turner played, he got results. when he got the opportunity to play, he actually got results. So, I mean, it depends on what we could get for Van Ginkel, but I would not be afraid of trading him at all because we've got our, what was he, number 15 draft pick, Shaq? What did we draft him, number 15? Yeah.
I was like 18.
Yeah, 18. we got, look at here, man. He just saw Jared Verse win Defensive Player of the Year. He just saw that happen.
Mm-hmm.
If he's competitive, he's like, wait a minute. I'm in the same draft class as this guy. I've got to prove something and make something happen.
Like, would you, let's say Dallas Turner still sits on the sideline, gets a little amount of snaps because Ginkel's out there. Now, what if that happens for 3 or 4 years because you extended Ginkel and you got Greener for the next 3, right? What if that happens and then now you start getting into, oh, well, Dallas Turner might be labeled into the bust category because he hasn't.
There you go, Jason. There's that, Jason. There's like, oh, let's trade this player. Let's trade this player for draft picks. But also, Quincy sucks at drafting. He can't draft. But yeah, let's go ahead and trade our good players for draft picks and hope it changes this time. And we actually found a player on the Vikings that Robbie actually likes that didn't play at Alabama. And you want to trade him?
Well, what about Dallas Turner? Like, what if he's all you see is 15% of the snaps for the next 3 years? Would you consider him a bust? A lot of draft capital would go up to get Dallas Turner, because Ginkel's on the field.
I would, but I mean, I don't expect Patrick Jones to be back, so I would expect to see Turner more. And Turner did have games where he played snaps.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's a notion, I said before, a notion that like he had too many people in front of him. There were games where he got to be in there, so he just wasn't ready. And someone just said Josh Allen won MVP.
Yeah, should have been Lamar, in my opinion. But
how about this? We just extended Van Ginkel for $15 million a year, deservedly so. We had an opportunity to trade him. We didn't. We have Dallas Turner sitting behind him, and all of a sudden, week 2 of this season, he gets a foot injury that puts him out for most of the season.
Or imagine that we let Sam Darnold walk, and then we go with JJ McCarthy, and he tears his knee.
Yeah,
I mean,
imagine if we just.
I mean, you traded up to get Dallas Turner to be a rotational player at this point, in my opinion.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to him being a rotational player if every time he's on the field, it is very productive.
If he has 8 to 10 sacks as a rotational player, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
While he's still 22 years old.
Or if he gets 5 sacks and 3 INTs.
Yeah.
Don't act like he didn't get a pick last year, Shaq.
No, he did. Hey, and his pick, I'll say this right now, was way more impressive than Byron Murphy's 6 picks because he actually stepped in front of the receiver and made that pick.
What? Did you not watch you was at the Rams game.
Yeah, I saw that. It's like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're all like that.
Defense.
They're all like Anthony Harris's interceptions, thrown right to him. They're like punts. Which, don't get me wrong, I hope Byron Murphy's back. I like Byron Murphy, but I'm just saying Dallas Turner's interception was actually a pretty impressive athletic play. All right. You guys want to do you got stumped?
Yeah.
Yep. Go for it.
As long as James Bradbury's not in that fucking video.
There's a little bit in there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, so this is pre-recorded for everybody that wasn't here last week. We started a new segment called "You Got Stumped." Fish, why don't you tell them a little more about it?
Look, it's real simple. I thought of a fun idea for some off-season content. It's Vikings trivia, and I come up with something, a topic, season, player. Maybe we'll get a coach at some point, and I come up with. Right now, I'm sitting at 8 clues, and you get 3 guesses. And it's real simple. I give you the clues. You work it out in your head. I do my best poker face and see if you can get it right in 3 guesses. And if not, you got stumped.
The hints are
making applications for people who want to play.
Yes. If you guys watch this and you decide you want to be one of the contestants, let us know, and we will set up a time for you to meet up with Michael Fish, and we'll get you on here. And I want to let you know in the comments while this is going on, go ahead and throw your guesses out there, but don't Google it. Don't be whack. Like, go ahead and guess multiple times. Do not Google it, man. Like, try to get this right. So here we go.
One last thing real quick, Keith, just for them. I always make it a point to make it something within your fanhood. So, Cody, he's in his 30s. I was not going to ask him about the damn 78 Vikings. It's within your fanhood.
Might have been better if you did.
Yeah. I said
might have been.
I said James Bradbury meant Breland, Rashad Breland.
Next week we got Tommy Unk on here, so be ready for that one. But here we go. This week we got Michael Fish trying to stump Cody Bowden.
To another edition of Let's Skulls, You Got Stumped, the Minnesota Vikings trivia game. I'm Michael Fish. Today with me, my next sacrifice contestant is Cody Bowden from our Let's Skull podcast. You're going to have 8 clues and 3 guesses. And your topic is, what player is this? Your first clue, Cody, is I played for the Vikings for 3 years, from 2014 to 2016.
2014, 2016. Next clue. It's too broad.
That's right. During that time, I played in 47 games, and I started for 30.
Yeah, I'll do one guess. We'll go not Easton. We'll go Elf. No, who's the guy that got from Ohio State that got hurt on the O-line? Is it Easton or Elfline? I'm gonna go with Elfline.
One wrong. I was a defensive back.
Oh man, from 2014 to 16, defensive back, 3 years.
Remember, you still got another 5 clues to go, buddy.
I think I have a name, but yeah, let's go on to the next clue.
For the Vikings, I finished with 4 interceptions and 1 sack during my 3 years.
I get 3 guesses at this.
You get 2 more.
30 games played, 14 to 16.
30 games started, 47 games played. I played college ball at the University of South Carolina from 2006 to 2008.
Okay, now that gets really broadened out. What's his name?
Why don't you let me give you one more clue before you try to take another stab at it, okay?
This is tough.
Yeah? It's going to narrow down. I played in the NFL for a total of 10 years. And after my stint at the Vikings, I went back to the team I started with.
2014 to 16.
Played college ball from 06 to 08. Next clue, that team was the Carolina Panthers.
James Bradbury.
Damn.
I know, I'm getting close. Not even.
1 clue left, 1 guess left. Aye.
I mean, I don't even.
Aye.
Is Chris Cook? That's my last guess.
Chris Cook, your last guess?
Yes.
I stumped Cody. Captain Munnerlyn.
Captain Munnerlyn. Oh my God, I should have gotten that. Captain Munnerlyn, man, what an obscure Viking name! Viking football player. I mean, people are gonna watch this and they're like, "Oh, Captain Munnerlyn!" Like, I forgot we even had Captain Munnerlyn. Honestly, that's wild. Yep, good one. That was a good one. Yep.
Cody, how you feel?
I got stumped. Captain Munnerlyn. I forgot about. I was stuck on Bradbury, the offensive lineman. I was like, Bradbury. I was like, what the fuck am I getting? And I go, James Bradbury. I'm like, idiot. And I was like, I was about to guess. It should have been my guess is Brashad Breeland. I that was going to be, but then yeah, yep, Captain Marlin. That's a good one.
So after Fish said the Panthers, that should have been the biggest clue because that's the only defensive back we got from the Panthers play for us. And I forgot Captain Mudlin played for us.
I told Fish after I watched this. The only thing I remember about Captain Munderland is that one play where he blitzed off the corner, had Russell Wilson dead to rights, and Russell Wilson put a spin move on him. And
I don't even remember that.
Wait a minute, Robbie, aren't you a Marine, Robbie? Come on now.
The only thing about Captain Munderland that I remember is his name. That's probably about it.
He was solid at Carolina. He was okay for us, but then he was kind of like old. He wasn't really no elite or great corner. He was just a solid corner.
Who's the little guy that we clamored over 2 off seasons ago about bringing back? He went to the Bears.
I was thinking about clamoring over him again.
Yeah, you know who's that? Who's that little dude? We got him off like a
practice. The Bengals, McKenzie.
Yeah, the Raiders cornerback.
Played for the Raiders and
the Raiders. Yeah,
that's Captain Munderland in a nutshell with 3 extra years.
No, Captain Munderland was actually a serviceable player. Like he said, we played 10 years in the NFL. I told Fish I would have got that one back when they said he went back to his former team. Because I do remember he came here for like those 3 years and he went back to the Panthers. And Fish does, he starts it off vague because, you know, it should be hard the first 2 or 3 clues. If you get in the first two or three clues, you a bad mother effer. If you get it, period, you a bad mother effer. So if anybody's interested in doing this with Fish, let us know and we will get you hooked up. Like I said, next week we got Tommy, aka Unk. I haven't watched it yet, so I don't know if he gets stumped or not. So we got him next time.
Thank you for joining me, Cody, by the way. Thank you for
playing. Oh, yeah. I loved an embarrassment. It was enjoyable to rewatch that nightmare. Brashad Breeland, not James Bradbury.
Man, sometimes it's okay to go to high school in your pajamas, Cody.
Hey, I don't know if I was even at high school half the time, so that's why I'm in the Army.
You know what? So I actually had this as a question that I didn't ask it earlier, but Bob Sweet's asking, what was your guys' favorite halftime show?
It was the one with Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake, and Kid Rock. The poncho wearing, American flag poncho wearing, singing Ball with the Ball, and then the Janet Jackson nip slip, boob falling out, the star on the nipple. Every boy's dream just fucking hype, just came true.
I was working at Kmart during that game. I didn't even see that shit till the replay.
Yeah, I didn't see it either.
Dreams.
Hey, Fish, Nick said he's interested.
Okay.
So that'd be a good one.
What
about you, Shaq? What was your favorite?
I'm gonna say that mine was Bruno Mars. Oh, my bad.
And you took mine, Fish. You don't even get asked now.
Yeah, Fish.
Go ahead, Fish. You ruined it for everybody. You might as well just keep going.
Well, mine was Bruno Mars, but I'm not gonna lie. The one I was most hyped for was Dre.
Damn, Fish.
Look at.
It's like a record.
The Dre one wasn't my favorite, and maybe I might have hyped it up too much in my head for what I expected, and that I might have felt let down because I might have expected too much. Maybe I need to go back and watch it, and I would appreciate it. But the first time I watched it, maybe I expected too much because that was my era.
But so, you also got to remember, he had like 5 different artists on stage, and they only got.
He did. And look at Robbie taking it too, because I'm gonna say Katy Perry's was badass. I don't care for Katy Perry as like a person. I don't care too much for her songs. Her show was actually pretty badass. Like Katy Perry and Bruno.
That left shark behind her that was off beat.
Yes, the shark.
Off the beat, yeah.
But I like the Katy Perry one and I like the Bruno Mars one.
People were saying
Prince.
Prince, right? Prince, he sang Purple Rain while it was raining.
While it was raining. And you know what? What Super Bowl? I really don't remember that like live. Like what Super Bowl was that?
It's 2007 or 8.
I was probably working there in that one too.
It was Was it the year?
I used to have shitty jobs.
Yeah, Kmart. They didn't have a Kmart.
I'm gonna tell you the one that I really didn't like was Maroon 5, man.
Oh yeah, that one sucked.
Terrible.
Wasn't that just a couple years ago?
About 5 or 6.
Now they're bashing on Kendrick Lamar. Like they're saying it's not going to be a good show. Like this is the first time to where we actually got, sorry, ladies, that we actually got man music at halftime. And it's been a while. You know, like I don't fucking.
I think it's gonna be a great show. I honestly think it's gonna be a great show.
While I'm driving to work, or Katy Perry while I'm driving to work.
I think he's gonna bring Drake out, and they're gonna debut a song.
Ooh,
So, another one that was a big disappointment.
It's like, just kidding. He's just like us. He's just like us. I'm kidding. But I do think at some point those two do come together at some point in life.
Hopefully, we're still alive.
Another one that I was massively disappointed in because I love him as an artist is The Weeknd. That show was just too weird, man.
Yeah, his face is all fucked up and shit, wasn't
His
it?
face was so messed up.
Yeah, but I mean, I love him as an artist.
He's trying to do promo for his album.
Yeah,
that's what I heard. Like, but it was bad. But no, like the songs were good, but it was just weird. It's like, what is you doing? You don't have to do this.
Bob Swede says U2 was good. I don't think I can ever listen to U2 again after owning an iPhone. I'll tell you that.
Oh, you just brought it up, Cody. I was like, yo, I cannot delete this album off my phone.
You can't get rid of it. It's just there. Shit, it's even a ringtone. Like,
oh man.
Oh, NFL fan in the year's a Lions fan.
There's been some good.
Got to give him something, right?
Yeah. Good for them.
Beyonce's Formation halftime performance was pretty good too.
Yeah.
I think did Michael Jackson perform at the Super Bowl too?
Yes, that was a while ago.
Yeah.
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 Trying to think, I can't think of that many Super Bowl halftime shows because most of the Super Bowls I was too pissed to watch because the Vikings, and I was like, well, the season's over.
See, and I'm one of those people who would love to see Metallica get a halftime show, but then I remember if they play any of their old songs, we're only going to get 2 songs for the whole show.
Yeah, yeah. And their new stuff. There's a lot of Metallica diehard fans out there. I'm a big diehard Metallica fan, big metal fan. That new shit it sounds like hitting a garbage can 100 times during every song, so I'm not all about that.
I'm thinking about going to see them. They're coming to Nashville in May, though. And I just got to hear Creeping Death live one more time.
Yeah. I tell you what, who should be a halftime show is Kiss. I went to Kiss 3 years ago. Hands down the greatest concert I have ever went to. And it was in a festival where there's 400 bands playing. Like, they were the best band. The dude zip-lining, biting shit, blood everywhere. It was awesome. I vote Kiss next year for halftime show.
Keith,
What
you
about-
buddy.
What about Imagine Dragon?
Keith, no sound.
Imagine
I don't know if
Dragons.
Imagine Dragons has the energy, man.
If I was an office worker or 14, I'd listen to Imagine Dragons.
Or The Who, the Mongolian band.
Oh yeah, they're at the same concert festival I went to, The Who. It was pretty good.
They're awesome.
Diddy was there in 04. Who went to the Super Bowl in 04?
Well, 2004, the February of 2004 was the Janet Jackson one, so that had to be the next year.
Baby Oil.
AC/DC.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Brady. We should have said Brady. He's been every.
Yeah, that was the Rams in New England, wasn't it?
No, I thought that was 2001, 2002.
Okay.
Or what's it? Because Brady was a rookie in 2000, and he got the next year. He took them on a Super Bowl run.
Yeah.
Pats Eagles with there it is. Five Finger Death Punch. Yeah, they're good when Moody is not singing radio hits. Sorry, Five Finger.
All right, Too Short.
Too Short.
He performed at the Super Bowl?
I'm just saying that he should.
Oh.
Give me some Too Short.
I'll say I would love to see Adele perform at the Super Bowl.
Who?
Adele.
I mean, if she brings on what's her name? What's her name? The new young girl that writes about breaking up, and Emilio Rodriguez, or what's her name? Amelia Rodriguez. Then we can all be disappointed and not ever want to get in a relationship again.
Mm-hmm. Or Morgan Wallen. I'd go for some Morgan Wallen halftime. Do some country during the halftime show once. I wouldn't mind listening to that. Taylor Swift. Yeah, Taylor Swift's going to be next year's Super Bowl performance.
After Travis Kelce retires.
I feel like she's going to perform at this year's Super Bowl.
Yeah, she already performed though, right? She's the one that came down with the strings and shit attached to her and a red.
No, isn't that Lady Gaga?
Was that Lady?
Yeah, she was the one that came down off the top of the stadium.
Shit, you can tell I'm flipping the nachos during the halftime show in those performances.
Yeah, I think she might perform a song with Kendrick.
Okay.
All right, halftime show. Good.
Let's see. How's Keith doing on his technical issues? All right, so guys, Keith's working on his audio. So let's jump into some team needs, guys. And we're going to rank the team needs by position. I think we're pretty safe in saying that we need 2 guards, a center, a running back, 1 or 2 QBs, cornerbacks, safety, and 1 or 2 interior defensive linemen. So we've allowed the highest interior pressure rate in the NFL at 18.8%. How would you rank the priority? Start it off, Cody.
I would say guard all the way 1 through 5. I'm going to tell you why, right? Over the years, I think we had 19, or was it 19 or 29? It's a giant number of starting guards for this team. I think ever since Hutchinson left, in the past two decades, we've had 29 or 19 starters at the both guard positions. I hate how we got this 3rd round pick. We'll just Band-Aid him in there. Oh, we had this guy who had 1 good season in Alex Boone. We'll assign you to a massive 3-year contract and we'll cut you the next year. Like Alex Boone, out of all the guards that we brought in, was probably the best guard, and he wasn't even that good. Sorry, Alex Boone and your O-line committee. You played 1 year and got cut the next because you wouldn't take a pay cut, right? The guard position needs to be fixed, especially if you're going to throw, i.e. a rookie quarterback and JJ McCarthy back there. I need that interior offensive line fixed. And it reminds me of National Lampoon's Vacation when Chevy Chase is getting the gum out and he's sticking the gum on the holes at the dam, the Hoover Dam, and like new holes start sprouting. That's all I can think about every time I see guys like Drew Samia, Dakota Dozier, TJ Clemens, Ed Ingram, Quadenberry, Brandel, like all these guys. It blows my mind. It's what I see. Just a damaged. It's like you kick one dude out, i.e. Darrisaw, the whole line falls apart.
Yep. Shaq, so I'm going to kind of compound this with you. You go ahead and rank your priority, and then I'm going to ask you, do you think we should target specific positions in free agency versus draft? I.e., do you think that we should draft a guard and go to free agency for whatever? So lay it on us, Shaq. Give us some knowledge.
So for me, my top priority would be defensive tackle, because throughout the whole season, I'm like, yeah, we're getting pressure. Yeah, we're getting sacks. yeah, we up there and leading the league in sacks, but where's all those sacks coming from? Van Ginkel, edge, Grenard, edge. And then sometimes you get Ivan Pace, a linebacker, or you get Blake Cashman, a linebacker. There was very rarely that a defensive tackle or a defensive end interior was getting interior pressure and getting to the quarterback, causing the quarterback to throw a pick or basically crumble. So my top priority is we need somebody in that middle who's going to get pressure, so we don't have to blitz 5, because they kept bringing up when we blitz 5, we get pressure, but when we blitz less than 5, the quarterback has all day to throw, and that's not a recipe for success. Next position I would say for me would be guard. Basically, what Cody said, like we can't just have a quarterback. Basically, as soon as the ball is hiked, he got pressure in his face, because the quickest way to the quarterback is through the interior. And then lastly, I have cornerback, where all of our cornerbacks are either old or not on the roster, and then one's coming off an ACL injury. So you asked me where should we target it? I say I want to go free agency for guards. Give me a guard in free agency. I'm tired of trying to pick what guard is going to be the next Quentin Nelson or the next top tier guard. Yeah, we tried it year after year, but we keep missing. So fuck that. Sign a guard that you know is good, like we did with Steve Hutchinson, and fix this O-line. And then for the draft, we could go defensive tackle or cornerback, whatever's the best available. That's my take.
So y'all don't want no Gianti then, thank God. And yeah, I kind of like what you said there about instead of trying to predict the next Quentin Nelson, let's just get Quentin Nelson. I mean, let's just get him, right? Instead of trying to figure out who it is. Cody, where do you think we should go? So let's just presume we've got our first round draft pick. We've got a conditional third for Cousins and 2/5. How do you think we should attack the draft? And then who do you think we should attack free agency with?
So the way I would attack free agency with is I think Purple Persuasion said it best during their little tweet that they had. They said drafting or getting 2 guards in free agency is like a 50-50. Like you have a 50% chance of doing that. Getting 1 guard, it's absolutely doable. Getting 2 guards and a center, it's below 5% or something like they said. Like it's going to be almost impossible to get those 3 positions done. What I would do in free agency, I would hit on the 2 best guards that is out there, right? And put them next to Bradbury, because Bradbury's not going to be interchanged out. I think with 2 good guards, Bradbury will be serviceable. I won't see much negative effects coming from that, right? And then in the draft, I'm going for the best cornerback available in that first round, and I'm sealing that up. Or I'm going for the guy from Kentucky, or I'm going from the guy from Michigan in that first pick. Not the first guy from Michigan, but that second good defensive tackle from Michigan. That's who I'm drafting. So I'm either drafting, I'd go defensive tackle, cornerback in the draft, and then 2 of the best guards in free agency. That's how I'm attacking it.
Sounds great.
I'm looking at it kind of like this. In the draft, so I want a free agent guard, 1 free agent defensive tackle, and a free agent cornerback. And in the draft, I'm thinking first round, DT, no matter how we got to get him. Third round, running back. 5th round, I want rotational pieces on our interior lines. So try to get another interior offensive lineman in the 5th and an interior defensive lineman. But I think that I think we definitely got to do it 1 more year through free agency. Unfortunately, it's just the hand that we've created for ourselves as an organization. And still right now, free agency seems to be our man's strong point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to get to Tyler Booker, but I'm also looking at one of them 2 Michigan defensive tackles, wondering if one of them will slip outside the top 10 where we could go get them.
Mm-hmm. And what was kind of crazy, we talked last year about how the Vikings in franchise history only had 4 first-round quarterbacks ever drafted, right? Like that was my biggest thing. It's like, how the fuck do we only have 4 first-round quarterbacks with the struggle at quarterback that we've had just by signing dudes over? Guess what else is the number 4 in the draft history of the franchise. 4 guards in the first round. That might change this year too. I don't know, but I'm kind of tired of. I can see where our weaknesses are. It's because of how we draft as an organization too.
Poor George. Oh my! Hey, wait, George. If you ever get to come back and watch the rest of this, I feel your pain, sir. Been a while since I slipped one of those in. He's like, I'm gonna ban you right now, Fish. What is your confidence in Kwesi in making an impact in this draft with such little capital? What do you think he'll be able to actually accomplish? Lead us off, Shay.
So if I'm being honest, I want to be biased and give him like an 8 or 9 in confidence out of 10. But right now I'm at a 4. Because like if you just look at the last couple drafts, granted, Dallas Turner, he didn't get that much play time because of who's in front of him. JJ McCarthy, unfortunately, tore his meniscus. Addison is the only one who's been doing something, but he's kind of having off the field issues. So every offseason, we kind of worry about, is he actually going to be playing or is he going to be in jail? So it's kind of like crazy. You're basically banking on UDFAs, and I don't know how long that's going to last, but he has to hit in this draft because he doesn't have that much longer. Like, I know he could probably still get extended, but we have seen coaches get extended and then fired. Coaches and GM get extended and get fired the year after. So right now, my confidence in him is a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, my confidence for Kwesi, it's because of this year's draft class. It's considered a weak draft class this year, and for him to, now you're thinking like, okay, he's got to hit it. Those numbers, percentages, because this year's draft class is so weak that the people are calling it, they kind of went a little lower. So now his odds are to hitting is it's ridiculous, right? And you got to look at the past draft classes where they were stacked draft classes, right? And then you hit on one player with Addison. We don't know yet with McCarthy. Dallas Turner hasn't played much. Yes, Addison, even though we think we hit, he still hasn't hit 1,000 yards as a wide receiver too in this prolific pass offense that we supposedly have, right? And he's got some off the field issues. So you got to look at it like, I think Kwesi's days, like he has to hit, but I think hitting in this year's draft is almost going to be like a miracle just because how weak the class is this year, unlike other classes. So I'm going to give Kwesi a 5. He's just, you're there, man. I hope it's a 50-50 shot of you hitting in this draft, but I think it's more like in the 20-80. You got 20% of a hit rate on this draft.
Is it a weak class or is it just weak in the sexy positions, guys?
It's weak in the sexy positions, but the positions we need is deep. It's just Kwesi he has to identify what player in the positions we need is that guy. Yeah, there might be, let's say there's 4 defensive tackles that's worth for first or second round pick. I don't want a defensive tackle that's a second round grade. I want a defensive tackle that is top 3 in this class because that gives us towards immediate impact. I'm kind of looking for more immediate impact rather than, he's going to be great 2-3 years down the line, solid, maybe make a Pro Bowl here and there. No, I want an all pro. I want somebody who's like, damn, he's only a rookie.
Yeah,
I look at it as like, it's deep at the positions, like we need where they're going to be good at. But I think other teams are seeing that too. Like, what happens if all those D tackles and guards come off the board? Then we're stuck with that wide receiver that should be drafted in the 2nd and 3rd round. Then you got some trouble going there. And I think other owners know that what other owners know. They see this class like, okay, I know we need a quarterback, but am I going to risk all this draft capital, this high number for that quarterback? Almost like the Will Levis situation in 2020 or 23 or 22 when we had Addison, right? Will Levis is probably the best quarterback that in that class, right? Or Kenny Pickett, but look how far they drop. That sexy position. Everybody else got picked up beforehand. So yeah, he's got to hit, and the numbers and percentages is just.
So the Eagles and the Chiefs both have 16 starters that they've drafted. Is this validation that you've got to draft to be able to have that success, or is this just the only way to do it? We have 10, 3 of them under Kwesi with Pace, Addison, and Naylor. Guys, can you do it through free agency, or has it got to be the draft?
So for me, it's 3 parts to building a team. You got drafting, you got free agency, and you got trades. You need to be good at least 2 of them, because nobody's going to be elite at just one of them enough to win a Super Bowl. So if you're good enough at either trading, drafting, or free agency, then you just might be able to get to the Super Bowl, because that's the only way you're going to balance out the financial part of the cap situation. So I'll say best case scenario, which is hard to do, is build a team straight through the draft, because not all the time you're going to hit on a player at a position you need that's going to contribute right away. And the Vikings situation, we constantly be drafting the same positions over and over, missing, and that kind of bites us in the ass.
So, remember we were talking about how the Rams bought their Super Bowl? They bought these players. I'm looking at their roster right now. The Rams had 27 of their own drafted players on that roster still. So I think the draft is the biggest way. It's the biggest key thing.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be. I mean, look at the Lions. They drafted like champs, and they kind of sliding. Just saying. Lions fans, love you. Subscribe. So, Shaq, you ready to do some prospects? Some draft talk?
Oh, yeah. We could do some quick draft talk. We ain't going to dive too deep into it, but we kind of brought up these players before. 2 from Michigan. Actually, 3 from Michigan, but I'm going to group the defensive tackles together. You got Mason Graham. You got Kenneth Grant. Both defensive tackles, they get interior pass rush. One's more of a nose tackle. You can think of Kenneth Grant as a Patrick Williams, and you can think of Mason Graham as a Kevin Williams. So when you see these 2 defensive tackles play next to each other, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. I would prefer to have Mason Graham, but you can't go wrong with Kenneth Grant either, because both of them will be an upgrade at whatever the fuck we got now.
Kenneth Grant's my draft crush.
Chances are they might be going by the time we get drafted, but if they slip past 15, I mean, we got a couple picks in 2026 we could trade, including this year. So I wouldn't mind trading up to grab one of those defensive tackles. The next,
which one's going to be the one that goes first of those 2? Because with the last name starting with a G, it kind of gets me crossed up.
So I believe the consensus right now is Mason Graham, because he seems to be more interior pass rushy. And, like when defensive tackle, teams prefer a defensive tackle who could get to the quarterback over a defensive tackle who could, clog up rushing lanes and then eat up double teams.
Okay.
And Mason Graham
I'll be all right with either one of them. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. Trust me, I'll be all right with either one too. But Mason Graham is the one that gets more interior pressure, and Kenneth Grant is the one that eats up double teams, get run stops, and all that. They're both beautiful prospects.
Okay.
Next, continuing with the same school from Michigan, is Will Johnson. So he is a physical, tall corner. He sometimes has some miscues, but he is aggressive. When he sees the ball in the air, he attacks. And I just want a tall corner. We kind of was hoping, Kyrie Jackson could be that. Unfortunate things have happened, but if we could get a tall corner like Will Johnson, who's confident in his ability to keep up with receivers, then I can't be mad at it.
Yeah.
I like Will Johnson or like Jamari Harris from Iowa. I think those two guys could be interchangeable. I know Will Johnson's the better player. Jamari Harris has fallen like the fifth, I think, which we do have a couple 5th-round picks in this draft.
Yep. Go ahead, Shaq. I'm sorry.
You want to say something about Will Johnson?
No, because I'm not familiar with him at all. I was just going to kind of add on to that and ask, do you think that our UDFA from last year has a chance to progress along? Talking about wanting a big corner.
Nudie?
McGlove.
Yeah. He has potential. It's just me personally, I'd rather not leave it on chance and hope that he progresses to be a starting cornerback in this league. Because if we do that, then we're basically saying all or nothing on him being an elite corner when we could draft the corner, be okay at corner, and then have a luxury of him blossoming. Now we have 2 corners plus Mekhi Blackman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like McLovin a lot, but I have him if I had to pick a different Vikings player that he could comp towards, I think McLovin he's skinny. I got him comp towards like a Dantzler, and then his play I got him a comp towards like a Caleb Evans sort of type. So you got to get more out of him, I think, if you want to put him out there.
All right.
Welcome back.
So tell you what we're going to do. Welcome back, Captain.
Yeah, I feel terrible. I think I killed George on accident. There was somebody scrolling like some profanity down the messages. I was trying to delete theirs, and he got caught up in the crossfire. And I can't find out a way to unban him. So if anybody knows George Blunt off of YouTube, tell him to send me a message so we can figure this out. I would like to have him back, even though he's a Sharks fan.
Damn it, George. Why'd you walk in front of that person?
Yeah, well, why'd you do that, damn it? I was in kill mode. But yeah, if anybody knows him, tell him, Keith Hansen on Facebook. He can find me. I'm wearing the Twins jersey. Tell him to send me a damn message.
Got some actors in the chat.
And the last prospect is none other than Ashton Genty from Boise State. Because
there you go, Fish, your boy.
If he falls past 15, say he gets to the 20s, I feel like the Vikings need an elite running back. I've been saying this. KLC, a good running back will help his offense, but I feel like KLC needs an elite running back to really get his offense going to where he wants it to be. Because I feel like if the running back not gaining 6-7 yards to carry, then KLC is quick to abandon the run and try to go blitzkrieg, throwing the ball 90% of the time.
Yeah, if Jainty's not there, go Caleb Johnson. If Caleb Johnson's not there, go Ollie Gordon. Let's get a good running back this year.
Appreciate it, Dreamweaver.
Yeah, appreciate it.
What positions do you guys think we should target in free agency, and then so we don't have to worry about it in the draft?
Well, we just went over this. My picks were guards. Get the 2 of the best guards. Make it happen. They're good. You stick them in there. You play them. Don't draft a guy in the 3rd. We didn't even have a 3rd. Don't draft a guy in the 5th and expecting him to fill in that hole like the piece of gum in the Hoover Dam and National Lampoon's Vacation. Like, just go out, get the guy that's fucking good, put him in there. O-line solved.
Well, I'm glad you said that because I agree with that. I think we should go guard heavy in free agency and not worry about it in the draft because there's only maybe 3 or 5 that are serviceable in this draft. Or is it deeper than that, Shaq?
You draft the guard 5th, 6th, 7th round. That's where you get all the good guards at, right, Unc?
Unc is on the Golden Girls right now.
But yeah, we all said basically go guard because then that gives us leverage to basically do what we want in the draft.
And this year's free agency class for guards is stacked. Like, it is. I think the worst player on that list is Brandon Scherf. Like, and that's still a really good, serviceable, good player.
I wanted to draft him, and now I'm gone again.
Go Hawks.
Yes. I gotta learn how to use these damn earbuds. Press a button and Apple Music just came up on my laptop. I was like, "What the hell?"
YouTube, what's up?
Like Apple Music came up. I was like, "I don't even have Apple Music. What the fuck?"
That you know of. U2's about to start playing in your earbud.
I'm about to start hearing Ronaldo's music.
Like, can we go over the guards that are out there in free agency? Like,
I have that.
I mean, I have it in front of me too.
Oh.
The ceiling's Trey Smith, and the floor is. So if you look at the list of these guards that are out there, the ceiling is Trey Smith, and the floor is Kevin Zeitler. I'm good with anyone in between, or that, or the top. So like, if this is a big class of guards that are coming out that are good and serviceable, go get 2 of them. I don't care if you get Zeitler, Sheriff. I don't care if you get Will Hernandez, Aaron Banks, Tevin Jenkins, Will Fries, Micah Becton, or Trey Smith. Like, just go get 2 of those guys. They're out there. This is the best free agency class for drafts, for guards that we've seen in free agency in quite a long time.
That sounds too good for the Vikings. You know what we're going to do? We're going to look for a guard who only started 3 games, who's a backup, and try to make him a starter.
Maybe he was an old first-round draft pick that was injury-riddled.
Oh, my gosh. Maybe he used to play for us, but he played tackle, but now we can bring him back and make him a guard, and his name's Oli Udoh.
Yeah. Or Kenichi Udeze. Or Dakota Dozier. Or
what up, buddy?
How you doing,
Coach
guys?
of the year! Coach, congratulations!
Thank you. I am very prestige for this high-end honor. I couldn't have done it without my players, so thank you. I couldn't have done it without you guys as well.
You're in off-season shape, KOC. I like it.
It's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good for me. Our team's future is looking bright. We got our franchise quarterback. I've been sitting down having lunch with him, so there's something.
So what's up, brother? What do you want to come in here and talk about?
Well, for starters, I wanted to come online and maybe talk about the award ceremonies, give some Super Bowl predictions, and just have some fun with you guys.
All right, well, the floor is yours. Give us some predictions and talk about the awards.
All right, now Super Bowl. I'm predicting this. The Super Bowl is going to come down to the wire. I'm going to think it's going to be Kansas City 29. Philadelphia 27.
He's 1 score off of mine. Good. That's good. Yeah, we think we're yep.
Yeah, I think that maybe the flags will be like balanced, but they will start spurring out in like the fourth quarter, maybe for the Chiefs. I don't know. But yeah, I'm hoping it's going to be a good game the first 3 quarters. I just don't want the officiating to get out of control. But yeah, in terms of the NFL awards, the only one I didn't like was Joe Burrow robbing Sammy D of Comeback Player of the Year.
Do you think he really robbed him?
Yes, he did. He did, because get this, Sam Darnold, he spent his career on like 4 different teams, one of which he was a backup for Brock the Rock and only played 1 game. That was the final week game against the Rams, a game in which I think they lost. But then once that happened, like, he went to Minnesota, no expectations, right?
Right.
He then proceeded to take a team that had just lost its starting quarterback to 14-3. They might have lost the first round, but still, I mean, you should have earned that one. That's definition of comeback.
I think he would have got it maybe like 2 years ago, but like they changed it. They didn't want to be a player that sucked or didn't do nothing, and then they had a blow up year. Like they were trying to change that, because oftentimes that's how it was going down, and they wanted a player that was coming back from cancer or something like that. You know, like not like, okay, you sucked and now you had a good year and you're a comeback player. So I do think that kind of weighted on the voting.
Didn't Burrow play last year though?
He got injured after like the week 8 or 9.
I think that award is towards how you finish the year. And like Burrow was on fire from after that 6-game losing streak, just on fire. And he finished the year very strong with stats and numbers, had his team come back and almost make the playoffs. And Sam Darnold kind of like, he just sputtered out. And I think voters actually saw that just like owners do. And they're looking at it like, all right, Sam Darnold is just Sam Darnold.
Yeah, that's
Robbie,
don't
beat yourself. Don't beat yourself.
Try not to, sir.
Hey, Robbie, how you doing?
We accept you for who you are.
I love you all for that as well. Are we really complaining about this horrible award that he did not win? That is a plus. That is a good sign. We discussed this. That is not an award you want to win. You do not want to win this award. It's bad. It's very bad. Again, I need to highlight, Keith, you and I talked about this, and it will still bother me a week later, how DeMar Hamlin was nominated for a second straight year. Like, how bad were you 2 years ago to need to win this 2 years in a row? That's pretty fucking bad. But Burrow should not have won this because Burrow has constantly been excellent at everything he does. I don't know how he can have a comeback from being as good as he constantly is. That blew me away. I did not understand.
I can agree with that.
And Sam Darnold has been constantly shitty his entire career, and we have risen him to mediocrity, which for him is really good. So he should have won this stupid award. I agree with that because we've risen him from a 2 to a 5. Outside of Burrows, remaining an 8. He's never been below an 8. Even when he's bad, he's an 8.
I kind of see it to where like they gave KOC Coach of the Year, and it was KOC was the reason why we won 14 games and not Sam Darnold.
It was our schedule is why we won 14 games.
I think when Sam Darnold goes to another team, he turns into Pumpkin Sam Darnold.
There's no control group for this.
Comment for you on the screen, Robbie.
Auteur. I'm sure you're saying it correctly. You have no idea how math works, so I'll leave it at that. 2 + 2 does not equal 5, and I'm just going to say that around.
It does when we're doing our grades.
That is very subjective. Auteur. I'll just say that.
What is it? 3 B's equal A?
Yes, so.
Yeah, what 3 B's equal A? Remember that, Robbie?
You know what? After a while, I felt like a dick because I understand Amir where he said that. I was like, you know what? Like a day later, I was like, I get it. I was like, man, I feel like a dick. I was like, I almost apologized. I was like,
Robbie's B trauma runs deep.
You're right, dude. It's like I almost have PTSD. It's like A, C, D, E, F, G. Well, you missed a letter. No, I did not.
Robbie in the letter B, just man.
Kirk Cousins is letter B.
That was my name. Man, that's crazy.
That's funny.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, that is not an award you wish to win, and Burrow should not have got that.
He's won it twice. I wasn't aware of that.
He won it back in He won it back in 2021 when he went to the Super Bowl.
Right. Come back from what? He went from a 7.
ACL tear his rookie year.
That's so fucking stupid. That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. That is so subjective.
They're like, we can't give you MVP even though we want to, so we're gonna give you this one.
So then why
Here's your consolation
Basically, they did the same thing with Peyton Manning in 2012. Like he had a good season, but it went to AP.
Bob.
But hey,
somebody find me George Blunt, please.
Hold on. Are you nominated because you came back from an injury, or are you nominated because your stats are better from the year before? So you should not have the same people in the same category. Auteur. That's what I was trying to explain to you. What a stupid name. Auteur. That's how that shit rolls. I was going off of numbers, you were going off of subjectivity. Auteur.
Numbers. Joe Burrow had better numbers.
That's what I'm saying. But he's always had good numbers. Dollars to donuts, he has always had good numbers. Per game, he has always had good numbers. Well, he only played for 8 games last year, but each of those 8 games, he was good. Each of the games this year, he was good. Sam Darnold.
Didn't Joe Burrow miss some time this year and still had better numbers than Sam Darnold?
That's my point. Sam Burrow's, honestly, numbers-wise, and we've discussed this, he should have been possibly the MVP, numbers-wise. And Cody, I agree with you. The TD to interception ratio for Jackson was insane. I totally agree with you on that. So Jackson would have got my vote just based on that alone because it was a little above 10-1. That's crazy. That is crazy.
So Robbie, in a nutshell, are you trying to say that you feel like the comeback player of the year award should be basically a most improved player?
Absolutely.
Then it will go to Sam Darnold.
Fish, that is a measurable statistic, and I agree with that. I like measurable numbers. And Mike, to what I was just saying to you, Darnold, I'm paraphrasing my earlier statement. Darnold has always been a 2 or a 3. Let's just call a spade. And this year he was a 5 and sometimes a 6. He did have games where he was a 4, but he was always a 5 and sometimes a 6. So I'm going from a 2 to a 5-ish 6. That's pretty damn good.
And most of these awards is how you finish the season, in my opinion. Like Josh Allen made it all the way to a conference championship. Jackson didn't. Award MVP goes to Josh Allen. Jaden Daniels, rookie, made it all the way through to a conference championship. Won it.
I know I'm an odd man out on there. I still think Bowers should have won that. And I know I'm the odd man out. And I understand why Williams won it. I grasp that. But again, as I've said, as a rookie, you come into this league as a rookie and you're the number 1 at your position, you should win the fucking award. And Bowers, by a mile, is the best tight end in the league. By a mile. And so, again, but I get why Williams won it because the dude's fucking really good. I understand that.
Jaden Daniels.
Yeah. In my opinion, Bowers should have won that award. I bet Jaden Daniels, it's the most important position on the field is the quarterback.
And I agree with that too. So it's
they commonly win awards. So to be honest, I don't blame them for not giving Bowers the award. I mean, look at what Daniels has done.
If we look back though, and I was thinking about this too the other day, and we overuse this term, and I mentioned this the other week, and I can't stand it. But if we look at generational talent, and we hold that one rubric true, that as a rookie, you come into this league and you are the best at your position, that's generational talent. I can count on one hand, and I'm just starting off. I had 2 other players in mind. I think it was Barry, but I'm gonna move to one of our guys, Randy Moss. When he came into the league, he was the best receiver in the league as a rookie, bar none. And the only reason he didn't win the MVP was because of Davis from Denver. But that's my point. That's generational talent. When as a rookie you come in and you were the best at your position by a mile. Daniels did not do that, but his I think the quarterback should be a different award
if you sit a year in the first year you start, you take a team to the Super Bowl.
That would be understandable.
That's not the same because. That could be on a bunch of factors. So being successful on a team doesn't make you personally successful for that position. Bowers, Moss, Sanders, they were successful at their one position, regardless of their team's success. That's what I'm trying to say. That is a numerical standard that you can measure.
Brady, he went to a different team and still won a Super Bowl. He didn't start his rookie year. He came in, and when he did start, he took him to the Super Bowl and won.
Well, here's another one. I'm going off memory, not Googling this. Lawrence Taylor, he won the Defensive Rookie of the Year. Didn't he lead the league in sacks?
Yeah, that's generational talent.
That's what I'm saying. Because that year he was the best at his position, and I'm saying as a rookie, that to me represents generational talent. If we're going to use that as a metric, to me, that's what that means.
So basically, they should get away from doing the NFL awards this way and go towards how the college does it, best at each position.
Well, that's the freaking biggest change is you're going from your junior, senior year of college, whatever you did, to pros, and that right there, that gap, that's a lot because we have seen really good college players just fizzle out. I'm speaking from here. This is me speaking. Trent Richardson's a prime example. Won the Heisman, shitty running back all his entire career in the pros. That's how it is. But I'm just saying sometimes that bridge gap does a lot.
Well, I mean, just in general, like the best tight end, best receiver, best running back, best offensive lineman.
Shaq, you and I battle this all the time. All those players come from freaking pedigree colleges, though. Bowers, where'd he come from? Not freaking Appomattox.
Not in college, just the NFL. In the NFL sense, not college.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were
NFL do what the college does, and just give the award to the best player at each position.
As each rookie.
Not just rookie, talent-wise.
So you're saying like individual accolades per position? That seems, but at the same time, does that seem a little more participation trophy-ish to you? A little bit?
Nah, give out the big buckets for being the best linebacker in the league. Give out the Ronnie Lott Award being the best safety in the league. Give out the Cam Daly Award being the best cornerback in the league. And incentivize these Hall of Fame players that when they get in the Hall of Fame, that's where it ends for them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, they do this shit in like Madden for like each conference. They list out like best cornerback, best running back in like their own respective conferences. Why can't they do that in real life?
It's too guys. It's way too gratuitous. It becomes gratuitous and pandering to a point to where it's dumb. I hate to say just that basically. Where it's the best word I can use. It's gratuitous. It's over compensating. It's unnecessary. So, but it should be more generalized. So the defensive player, I get that. Offensive player, maybe should have 2, maybe because quarterback's its own thing. There should be a quarterback and all the rest. But I don't know. But as far as the rookies go, them only getting 2 awards, it's tough. It's really, really tough. Maybe they should give out 4 awards for that.
I just like the like how college has their awards. Every award is named after a NCAA college great player. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like we have these players here in the NFL, but their legacies kind of end at the Hall of Fame, and now it's just memories. You know,
but
like
goes back to what I'm saying. They are the best at their position. They are the best at their position.
Yep. Okay, give out
Chris Hovan Defensive Tackle of the Year award.
Jerry Rice Wide Receiver of the Year award. You know, like just like something with a legacy, a name behind it.
Rashard Breeland Cornerback of the Year award.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
The Barry Sanders
Wide receiver of the year, Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, big deal. Like he gets paid to be the best. So again,
The Laquan Treadwell Wide Receiver of the Year award.
We swoon over him a little too much. Like, yeah, we get it. He's good. So next year,
I can't tell if you were frozen or not. Blink.
Is Christian should Christian Darrisaw be up for Comeback Player of the Year next year? How do you measure an offensive tackle? His like stats. I mean, in some regard, they're more subjective to PFF bullshit.
O-line don't win awards. They don't.
Well, right, that's my point. But
Yeah, the only awards that help them get into like the Hall of Fame are like the All Pros, the Pro Bowls, the Super Bowl rings, etc.
But according to
that's what I'm saying. Why not make an award based off that position? That way, now the tackles get love, the guards get love, the not defense tackles because Aaron Donald won Defensive Player of the Year, but like tackles and guards or centers, if they play good, no sacks allowed, no pressures allowed all year, all they get is an All Pro. They made All Pro in a Pro Bowl. Good job,
you know what, guys. Let me change it around some. Now, I would be more in favor if the NFL did the opposite and we gave out Razzies to the worst motherfucker in the league.
That's kind of where I was going.
Oh, hold on.
Yes, yes. I love that.
You get awards for the biggest fuck up or what the hell were you thinking or dumbest bastard on the field. I want legit shit because like the worst fans and like seriously.
Worst fans, Detroit Lions.
Currently this year, absolutely.
Our guards would win. Our guards for the past 15 years
yep.
won.
Let's see.
We would be legacy.
Biggest mistake off the field: Deshaun Watson and massage parlor. No, Justin Tucker massage parlor isn't it?
I'm just gonna say it right now. Whoever ends up making a 12-minute in the huddle penalty is going to be the front runner for any Razzie that's out there for the year.
I would have gone off the guy, the Bears back or the defensive player that was talking to the freaking.
Wasn't that Detroit?
No, the Bears.
No, that was the Bears guy. Like on Monday Night Football when
right. With the Hail Mary, when he was talking shit to the freaking the fans and shit, and he was like 10
Yeah, but I think Detroit had the 12 men on the field.
Yeah, Detroit 12 men on the field in the playoff game.
The Hail Mary though, that was another one. Like that should have been like 9 or actually 11.
Dude, the Bears lost like 7 games in a row after that.
Right, they're cursed. They're cursed.
They were like on a playoff trajectory, and then that happened.
They're cursed. They deserve that. Though.
All right, fellas. I know Mike and Robbie got on late, but
sorry about that.
A couple of these fellas got things to do in the morning. Cody's got something to do tonight. He's got to get on the road, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. So, Mike, let it all out. What do you got?
Well, as always, thank you all for having me on the show. It's always a pleasure to be on here. Yeah, I'm just really hopeful for our future. I know JJ's going to be the starter, and yeah, that's all I got to say. Go purple, go gold, and let's go, baby.
Let's go, baby. We'll be here every Thursday, Mike, so join us. Robbie, what do you got?
I'm going to show my favoritism like a son of a bitch. I honestly say go ahead and free agency. Take 2 of my favorite. I want Reed as well. So 3.
Julio Jones is not going to be available.
You shut your evil mouth. I think he actually is. She's retiring. However, I will stick in that vein slightly. I do want Mac Jones on this team as a backup, and I'm fine with that. I would accept that. But Keith, as I have talked to you time and time again about one of my favorite players in the league, who is a free agent. I don't care how much we spend for him. Acquire him, Micah Parsons. And I'm leaving it there.
If for some reason he ends up on the market, sure, I would take him over Garrett.
As would I. Yeah, guys, real quick, Garrett's going to be too expensive. I know the Browns are going to want because you're looking for a quarterback. They're going to want McCarthy, and they're going to want at least another first round and him at a minimum. So that's why I understand that was more of a what if. I get that, but I'm like, for any other Vikings fans that can't see that, just throw that out of your mind.
And what do they want from Michael Parsons?
Thanks, Purple Diamond.
He's a free agent. We're paying for his ass though.
Yeah, they got to get rid of the Browns. Got to get rid of some players before they can get rid of Myles Garrett.
Jared Judy.
King Kendrick. I mean Shaq. What do you got?
Thanks for everybody who tuned in today. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Like he said, we do this every Thursday. The more weeks that pass, we're going to kind of get closer and closer to talk free agency, kind of talk draft. So if you're into the all-season talk, you want to learn more about the Vikings all-season plans, tune into Let's Go every Thursday on YouTube. If you want to donate, you could do it on YouTube, or you can go to Buy Me Coffee, Let's Go, and send some donations. Also, if you're trying to catch up on some songs that Kendrick Lamar might perform at the Super Bowl, you can go to Amazon, who Kendrick Lamar did a live show for, and he's probably gonna perform some songs from Amazon that might be at the Super Bowl. So type in Kendrick Lamar, Amazon, Ken and Friends pop-out concert to get up on the halftime show songs. That's all I got.
Michael Fish.
The great thing about JJ McCarthy being injured all of his rookie season is that he literally cannot have a sophomore slump. Follow me for more player advice.
You say that. Hold on. You say.
Cody, safe travels. Get to your home. Get set up so that way be ready to rock and roll again next week with us. Thanks for joining me again on Get Stumped. Robbie!
No, sir.
You would be a great stump candidate.
Robbie, you would be a great one.
What about me?
Yeah, sure.
You'd be a great one too. No, like we need personalities. Like honestly, it doesn't matter if you get it right or wrong. If you're a good personality and you're entertaining, getting it right or wrong doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I said James Patrick.
Yeah. Fish, how about we set up a time I can be the next contestant on Let's Get Swamped?
Absolutely.
There you go.
And you're so young, I'm going to have to find something from like last year.
Like last year.
I've been a Vikings fan since 2009.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Damn.
Okay.
Still a rookie, mate. What the?
Well,
You're a baby.
Robbie, I mean, he is a baby. He's like in his 20s. We're in our 40s. Like, come on.
23.
Said that like I've been here for 14
No, see, that's
How
important for me to know,
Mike, how old are you?
I'm 23.
You're only 23?
I'm
Yes, I didn't start watching the NFL till I was like, what, 7?
Okay, Robbie, he's 23.
You know what? I'm going to give him more credit for watching earlier than I started. I started about 9. So, Mike, I'm giving you more credit there.
All right.
I'm teasing you because I'm envious too, because I'm not 23 anymore.
Yeah,
You know, Robbie, when
I would love to be 23 again and just
Fuck
make
that.
some different choices.
I remember me at 23. Oh, I made some dumb stuff. No.
And Mike's going to too.
Body fat.
23 and me.
The dumbest thing he ever did was become a Viking fan. No,
Jordan, you're
31. I would do 31 again, not 23.
no 23. I think that'd be a good starting
23,
spot.
I was 225.
But I need some of the knowledge that I have now. Like that's part of the deal. That's part of the deal.
No, absolutely not. Because then I would.
Oh. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. If I'm going back, I want some of the knowledge. Some of it. Not all of it, but I need a taste. Cody, last words.
Last words. 605 Sports Talk Stream has been saying he wants mock drafts this whole show. We're going to get drafts. I promise you this offseason is going to be long.
4 picks.
Yeah. So
as of right now, Robbie.
That's we're doing 4 mock drafts in 1 night instead of 1. So it's going to
be quick, Robbie.
It's going to be a quick show, right? That's my point.
But other than that, I'm a big advocate we're talking about awards. Let's give the big uglies the award of their own instead of an all-pro, pro ball, or a PFF score. I'm done with that. They don't get no recognition. And the second most important position on the field is the left tackle, protecting that blind side. They should get awards at the end of the year during the award show. Other than that, stay safe. I got a long drive ahead of me. I want to be driving with care. Y'all stay safe. The weekend's around the corner. Drink some beers. Enjoy your off season. Watch the Super Bowl Sunday. I'm going to say it. Three-peat's going to happen.
Oh, fuck
the Eagles. Fuck their fans. We still remember 2018-17. Fuck you guys. Always let's Skol.
Always let's go.
Let's
All right,
go.
so that's our show for tonight.
Cody,
go ahead,
before
Mike.
you check off, have a safe drive. Get to St. Louis safe, okay, buddy?
Will do.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that's our show for the night. Again, we're here every Thursday, 6:05. We will be doing mock drafts. I really did not want to get too much into off-season talk until it's officially off-season, which is after the Super Bowl. Like, we got a head start on it, so I didn't want to just blow our load on all the talk. So we're saving some stuff, so we have stuff to talk about for the next 5 months. So we're gonna be doing all that fun stuff and all that speculation. Cody, yes, safe travels. I hope you get to watch the Super Bowl. There's a possibility that we go live during the Super Bowl. We might have a little Super Bowl watch party for those who don't care too much for the game. For those who don't have a party to go to, we might just be that party. So we'll let you know. We'll keep you updated. Either way, next time we see you, let's go.
Let's go.
Good enough for me.